Robbie Thomas from Realty Experts. Let's dwell into the three biggest mistakes that sellers make while selling their home. I call them the three P's, and one of the P's, the first one is price. Pricing your home is extremely important. In fact, out of the 100% that is required to get the attention of the potential buyers, the first and the foremost thing that the seller has got to do is sit down with your realtor and discuss and arrive at a right price range. You cannot have an exact number put in for the transaction to close at that particular point, simply because no two buyers are the same, just like no two homes on the market are the same. Even if it's the same floor plan and the same community, same city, similar square footage, everything. The interest rates keep changing all the time, and there are so many other variables that play into that. So pricing is the most important thing. So it takes about like 60 to 70%, in my opinion, the weightage on the 100% that is required to sell your home for the maximum amount of dollars that the market is willing to bear. If it's priced right, in terms of like a pricing strategy, which I will do another video on, which is probably going to take much more longer, because you got to now understand how it works with the mind of a buyer. So let's just say, for this point of the pricing, if the pricing is too high, all you're doing is you're helping similar homes in the same price range or lower sell faster. That's what you're doing, because you're driving most people into the other homes, and they settle for a lower price, even if they haven't had that many upgrades in those homes, simply because they want to live in that community. They compromise on that. If the price is too low, then the buyers get this feeling that there's something wrong with the home, and there's this fear that creeps in that maybe they're pricing it low, the sellers are pricing it low because they're trying to hide something. It's just a human tendency that people have, and they don't want to proceed with writing the first offer. They won't usually make the first offer on that lowest priced home in that same community with the same square footage and features and amenities. So pricing is the most important thing. The second P should be preparation. Before going to market, which is on the MLS or the online social media websites or print advertising, or any form of medium of communicating that your home is for sale, includes just word of mouth to your relatives and friends, you have to consider the amount of work that you have to do to prep your home, simply because if you don't prep the product, which is your home, in this situation, the people who are coming inside are not going to give you that value that you think it's worth. So you as a seller want to sell at the highest price, and the buyer wants to buy at the lowest price. So you're at two ends of a spectrum when you're actually trying to make this transaction, which is sell your home and in return for the money that you're going to get from the buyers. So it is extremely important that you call a professional stager to see how professionally you can make use of the staging to show well all across the internet. Right now it is like 98% of all buyers first search for their home with their criteria with the online data aggregators, and when the filters go through that, and if the pictures are eye-catchy and beautiful, then they mark it and they save that address, and you want to be one of the first to be saved in that price range and the looks to get the attention of the potential buyers. The third thing, of course, is the promotion part of it. So promotion is a tricky thing, because some realtors will just take the listing, do the minimum, do the photography, do the paperwork that is required to disclose the legal documentation, and then they put it on the MLS, which is the first layer of entry into a market. When without putting it on the MLS, you don't have the multiple listing services or the MLS. you don't have a syndication of these to these other websites, the thousands of other websites that it works to. But what I have seen, my observation is that is just the minimal first thing that an agent can do. But there's much, much more that an agent does, and that's what I do for my clients who have decided to work with me. Is there's print advertising, there's specific networks that you can advertise to, there's investor networks you can advertise to, there's so many other places that you have to advertise to today, simply because of the attention span of the buyers. When, and then, let's say 10 years ago, 5 years ago, people used to go into an open house to assess if they wanted to buy a home because of what they liked or their budget. But now it's come to the point where people have less than like 8 seconds before they make a quick decision whether they want to buy the particular house, even consider entering that house before going into the open house. So promotion is extremely important. I can't stress enough how much. Well, what I do is the three breakup systems that are integrated within each other to communicate, and I use multiple streams of medium to bring buyers into the open house and then pre-qualify them to get them into the escrow process. Yeah, if you want to have more details on this, we can do this one-on-one, or I could send you my more detailed video on how I do the marketing. Do give me a call at 510-374-2264. This is Robbie Thomas from Realty Experts, your servant heart real estate guy.